just spent $500, so you don't have to. Today we are reviewing the new summer collection from Hermes, and I have some bad news for you. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are reviewing Hermes, and in front of me I have a mess, but I have a mess of Hermes, so you know, how bad can that be? I have the brand new face glow powder, I have 2 lipsticks, and I have 2 of the lip glosses. I also have all the other lip glosses that I've collected thus far, and blushes and a whole bunch of other stuff, which we'll get into. But I have, as I said in my intro, some bad news. The bad news is I like everything that I purchased. Not only do I like everything that I purchased, I might be in love with everything that I purchased. I'm so sorry. So let's get into it. So I think the first thing to do is talk about the lips and then move into the face palette, because the face palette, I want to show you the other face palettes that I use so that you can see the differences between the ones that have been released in limited edition. So I do have the Hermes foundation on my face. I did finally figure out a way to make it work perfectly for me, and that is to use the Sisley Double Tenseur. This is a primer on my face first, and then I use the Hermes. I use very little of it. I use like 1 pump, and I brush it out on my hand and get it like thin, and then I put it on my face. It lasts all day. Like, it lasts all day. It looks perfect. It works great if I do it that way. If I do it any other way, there's other ways, but I mean, most any other way, it doesn't look right. But if I do it that way, it's perfect. Literally. Like, it's just it's a great look, and it lasts all day. The Hermes foundation, I did an entire dedicated video to it. It's a great foundation for people who I think are a little oilier. For people who are dry like me or have more vintage skin like me, yes, I am using Lexi's term. Thank you, Lexi. I think it's more finicky. But you can find a way to make it work, which I did, and then it will last on you like 12 hours and not move. So, you know, pluses and minuses. The lipsticks. These are their satin lipsticks. I love their lipsticks. I've said it many times. I think their lipsticks are phenomenally good. They're satin lipsticks and they're sheer lipsticks. I don't like mattes and velvets. It's just not my thing. But their formula is exceptional. And I do love the fact that you can get them out. I do love the fact that they are interchangeable. So if you like a certain case, for example, you can use a different case. And of course, you can buy the refills. You don't have to, you know, buy the case again. The cases are great. Heavy weighted, magnetic closure that really closes. They're cool looking. These are the 2 new cases that come with the beige shades. I did not pick up the rose shade. I had to cut it off somewhere, guys. I mean, I'm buying the entire Tom Ford collection, the Hermes collection, the Dior collection, and the Chanel collection, which is in boutiques, by the way, now in the US. It is in US boutiques. It will be online in May. So yes, I do love the lipsticks, but you know, I had to cut it off somewhere, so I didn't get the rose. I probably would love the rose, but you know, I gotta stop. So this shade is, let's see, it is Brune Sunset. I have it on today with one of the lip oils over it. It's a great, great shade. I think anybody who likes a pinky brown is going to fall in love with it. You probably have something similar. If you love a pinky brown, you probably have something similar in your collection already. And the other one, Beige Cocktail, is a warmer tan beige shade, but again, has enough pink in it that it's not gonna go, I think, very warm on you, unless you're somebody where shades always go warm. On me, things go very cool. But, you know, even if this might be a little too warm for you, say you ordered it and you're like, it's a little too warm, you can use things like the blue Chanel Balm. I forgot the name of it. Come to me later. Anyway, the point is, from the blue denim collection, if you pick that up, that's the perfect thing to make a lipstick a little bit cooler. Anything that has like a blue or maybe even a purple with the new Dior, you're going to have that blue in there too. That's going to cool down a lipstick. So if you get one of these lipsticks and for some reason you feel like they're too warm, you can always use something like that. And it doesn't have to be from Chanel or Dior, guys. They have them in the drugstores. They have them at Sephora. Sephora sale, by the way. Just mentioning. So And I do have videos up and shorts up about that. So the satin lipsticks are a very smooth, glossy formula. They're opaque enough that they give you enough coverage. They are thick enough that they don't instantly bleed. I do not have a liner on today with these. I think they are moisturizing, but not too emollient for people who don't like that. The colors are really pretty. I have nothing bad to say about the satin lipsticks from Hermes, except they're $90. You can probably find a lipstick that you like for a lot less. I mean, let's just be honest about it. However, the formula is excellent. The shades are great. I love these particular shades. The cases are cool. They look good in your purse or in your pocket, and you know, they're refillable. So really it's up to you whether you think $90. Look, $90 is ridiculous. It just is. $90 for a lipstick. Yeah, totally agree with you, but it's your money. You spend it the way you want. And I happen to love these, so great. The glosses. I'm in that kind of mood today, can you tell? The glosses, I didn't get the All Feisty nickname, guys, for nothing. Like, did you think that it was just out of nowhere? The glosses, I picked the light shade and the deep shade of the new ones. Now these are called, I love the marketing here, Hermésistable. Get it? Hermésistable? Hermésistable? Got it? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought it was cute. So it's an infused lip care oil, and I have it in Brune Sagai 07, and then I have it in Rose Nashi number 10. So the one that's light here, the Sagai, this one is what I have mixed with the Sunset shade. So this shade over here, the deeper shade. So I'll put it right next to it. On my hand, it's not gonna look like much. It's very pale, which, I mean, that's, I think, the purpose of it. It's a light shade, but it's got shimmer to it. And hopefully the camera can pick it up as much as possible. I tried to put it on kind of thick so you can see it. It is a beautiful lip oil. I've said about these Hermes lip oils, and I did a video where I talked about it. The scents that are in these Hermes lipsticks are all individual to the lipstick, or lip gloss, lip oil, I should say, and they are beautifully done. There's obviously high quality ingredients in here, because trust me, when I smell a very synthetic, and there's no better word for it, cheap scent or ingredient, it's instant. Like, I don't like it. Not because it's cheap, but because it's synthetic and it's you can always tell the difference, or at least I can tell the difference. Other people might not be able to. But this smells really nice. Like, this is something that I would actually wear as a perfume. And I'll get the actual notes for you down below for each one of the new ones, because I can't put my finger on exactly what this is, but it's fruity. But it's very nice. The other ones that I have, Rose Cola is probably my favorite scent. Maybe my favorite shade too. Now, this one is the Rose Nashi, and this is a deeper shade. But again, these are oils, so they definitely impart pigment, but they're not like the satin lipsticks. They're not that deep. But this is pretty deep for a lip oil. That's the shade right there. So I would argue that it looks like the shade from Dior that came out for fall last year that everyone fell in love with, including myself, that has like that burnt umber reddish tone to it. I can't remember the name of it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And it's really good. Like, it's a really good, strong pigment. And the scent is lovely, but again, I can't put my finger on. I think it's because I have my windows open today, because it's not warm out, but it's sunny, and I need the light. Like, I just need it. I'll do a live soon. I'll explain what everything has been going on, and I'm sorry I haven't done lives for a while, but things have been a little hectic around here. For me, because there are a lot of lip products that I use that I think work really well, but the scents, there are chemical scents in the other lip oils or lip products that really bother me. I would prefer to use these than deal with the chemical scents in some other lip oils or lip products. The Dior and the Tom Ford also have lovely lip products. The maximizers in Dior and the lip oils from Tom Ford. Tom Ford has a rose oil one that I love the scent of, and love it's thicker. So again, these are $60. It's not inexpensive for a lip oil. So you need to decide whether or not it's, you know, in your price range, but I can't come up with a negative thing about the properties of it, the formula of it, or the shades, or the scents. Now, if you hate scent, I mean, that right there will, like of any kind, that will do it. So, you know, I understand that. I think, honestly, the texture is very smooth, very moisturizing. It's nourishing for the lip oils. I think it feels great. I don't have anything bad to say about either of the lip products. I do love them. They're just expensive. Let's get to the face palette. And I'm going to drink my tea while I talk to you. We have had the weirdest weather in New England. It was 70 and then it snowed. Now it's 40. And by Friday it's going to, no, Monday, I can't remember, but like in like a week, it's going to be 80. I don't know. And so we've been having these pressure systems in and out, like rain and then snow and then it's hot and my head, my migraines have just been so bad. In addition to a bunch of stress that's going on, which again, I will talk about in a live soon. I promise it's coming. So let's take a look at the ta-da star of the show, the thing that has sold out every single time we've mentioned it online. Not just me, like everybody. So this is the Sun-Kissed Healthy Glow Powder for face and cheeks. I find it interesting that it says face and cheeks because I'm pretty sure your cheeks are on your face, but that's me just being snarky. So the other ones that I have from Hermes, and I might have missed one, it's entirely possible, these oversized multi-shade face palettes. This one, which I talked about in my video. This is the Rocabar, the Silky Powder Healthy Rosy Glow. That's how this one is described. And then the last one I have is the Silky Blush Powder, and this is Rose Hale. So each one is described differently, you know, in just the name, right, of what it is. And the shades are different, which actually makes me happy because when I did my video, my concern was that this new Sun whatever, was going to be exactly like Rocabar, and I was going to be like, why are we spending $120 again for something that's exactly the same? And it's not. It is not exactly the same. The main difference that I see on the back of Rocabar, they have, you know, the details of what it is. And it says silk powder with a design inspired by the Rocabar carré, the horses. And then on the side, they have the ingredients of the product. This product, the Sun-Kissed, says Sun-Kissed Healthy Glow Powder infused with fine mother of pearl. And then it has different ingredients for the different shades. So I am guessing that actually there are differences between these products that are, you know, a little less obvious to me because the fine mother of pearl, I don't believe is mentioned in the Rocabar. Not that I noticed anyway. It could be in there, guys. I don't see it. The synthetic fluorogopite is in the Rocabar and it's in the beige, the dark beige shade. There's fluorogopite. So it's not in every shade. So there is a difference between the formulas. It doesn't feel like it, but there definitely is. The other thing with the new one, they both have an application suggestion. The Rocabar says, apply to the face prominent features or the entire face with a broad and intuitive gesture. I'm not sure what would be intuitive about my gestures, but hey, yeah, it's Hermes. The new one says, apply with a focus on specific facial features to highlight them or to the entire face in a broad, intuitive gesture. So I'm not sure about the intuitive gestures, guys, but apparently in France, there are intuitive gestures that we do not have here in the United States, which actually would not surprise me. So the idea of the powders is very similar. You can be used in specific areas or all over the face. Both powders are very much face powders and can be used as such. The Rose Hale, the fresh and vibrant color, the silky iridescent powder, that one, and I'll show you me putting all these things on, that one has talc in it, first of all, which these do not, and at least as far as I could see, and really is a blush, in my opinion. Now, I am very pale. if you hadn't noticed. So maybe on somebody with a deeper skin tone, it's not as much of a blush and could be used as a bronzer and or an all over face powder. But I think if you're medium or lighter, I think it's a blush, definitely. Like, I don't think it's something you'd want to use all over your face. I think you just look too pink. So I think that one is different than the other two. And I'm going to show you what this looks like when I swatch it. Now, you can go through the trouble. This one, this blush, has 3 shades in it. And so you can actually, you know, separate 3 shades. I've done it. It's not easy to do, but you can do it. I just don't understand why you would do that, right? Like, if you want 3 separate shades, buy the blushes, which I have here. I have like 7 of them. I got rid of some and I kept the ones that have like a shimmer to them, or the ones that there were particular shades that I like more. So I think the blush is very nice, and I actually like the Hermes blushes, but the ones that were originally created were more matte. I'm just not a matte blush person. Similar to the Tom Ford. Very nice, excellent formula, very pigmented, looks good on vintage skin, all those things. I'm just not a matte blush person. So it's not anything against the formula, it's just a personal preference. If you were deciding between the Tom Ford and the Hermes, I think it would be honestly a toss-up. They're both great. The Tom Ford is cream to powder, so better for drier skin. But honestly, they both work really, really well. The shimmery Hermes, the newer ones that have a shimmer to them, I really like. They're great. So this particular shade does have luminescence to it though. And I like that. I like the fact that it's got this luminescence to it. And I think it's a beautiful blush. I really like this shade. And I actually have used this product. Like I like, you can tell, I like this blush. I think it's good. It's incredibly expensive. So again, I like it. It does have a scent. I don't know what the scent is, but I don't know, something's off with I think I'm either sick or just really tired. So yeah, my scent's a little off, but it's a nice scent from Hermes. The Rocabar and the Sunkissed, I think, are similar in their nature. The difference, I would say, is that the Rocabar, for me, is more of an all-over powder, and the Sunkissed is more of a bronzing powder, which that actually is how it's described. So yay, 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 Hermes. So that's the Rocabar. You can see though the shades are kind of similar, but this is a much lighter. And when you blend these out, like even lightly, you can see the luminescence in this, and you can see that this doesn't really have that. You know, it goes very lightly, very quickly. So if you use this with a fluffy brush like I did it here. You'll see me do it, but I did it here and kind of here. It's more of a glow powder. You could also use it as a blush, as I did in my last video, but on someone really pale. But it has more of this healthy glow, kind of similar to what Chanel often did in their glow powders. Very lightly pigmented and just an all-over glow that makes you just look like a little bit more vibrant. I think the formula is excellent. It really is. Like it's so finely milled and it's so smooth that it doesn't accentuate any texture. I think if you have 15-year-old skin or 80-year-old skin, this is gonna look fantastic on you. If you're 15 and can afford this, hey, go you. So yeah, again, the Rocabar is impossible to find at this point, unless you're getting it on a secondary market, but it is a great product. This new one, the shades are more delineated, so it is easier to pick up just the bronzy shades here. The deeper brown and it almost has like a yellowish tone in the middle. Those 2 shades are much easier to get on your brush if you wanted to, and that's what I did on my eyes. So what I did is I took this is a very old Tom Ford brush, and I just put it in here. And I literally, I'll do it again because it's just, I can put a little bit more on. I put it in my crease, and then, just blew it out to make it a very simple look. This is great for the summer, in my opinion, when you don't want, well, anytime, but especially in the summer when you don't want a lot of makeup, but you want, let's just say you do have vintage skin and your eyes are a little heavier than they were when you were 15. This is a way to lift your eyes almost like immediately. Take a bronzer that's, you know, not super deep, put it a little bit above where the orbital bone is. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna lift the eye up because the lid skin will be lighter than the skin that you've just put above. That's really it. And it's a very simple way to give your eyes a lift, to make them look more finished. I have on liner. I have on the Hermes liner. I know there's been back and forth about the Hermes liner. The ones I have at least work beautifully for me. This is bronze. I love it. I think it looks great. I know they don't all work, but for people, but personally, they've been fine for me. I put on a little bit of liner. I put on, you know, some bronzer from the tail end of this, and it looks great. I really do like it. And again, there's a scent. I like the scent, but not everybody's into that. I mixed all of these shades together when I put it on my face, but I did use it as a contour bronzer. That is how I used it, and I used it on my nose. I did not keep the shades separate when I did that. When I did it for my eyes, I just used the bronze, the deepest bronze shade. But when I did it on my face, I mixed all the shades together. I could definitely keep it more brown, more bronze, which I'm gonna do in a minute. That's the shades mixed together. You can see how much browner it is. Similar tones. I think Hermes stays in a similar tone. But you can take the deepest shade and the brown, it's like a little bit more warm shade in the middle, mix them together, and you're gonna come up with something that is a little bit more like their bronzers. Now, I don't love the Hermes bronzers, not because of the formula. Formula is excellent. But I never really found my shade. They were just all a little too warm for me. I think the deeper shades, I think it's Sahara, which is like number 5 or 6, I can't remember. I tried it in a Hermes store once and it was the right undertone for me. It was definitely cooler, but it was deep, like for my skin tone. So they don't have a light tone, a light shade that has a cool undertone. Their light shades have warm undertones. I get that, especially for the summer collections, because summer collections and Soleil in general, or like Dior Riviera, the stuff that's coming out from Chanel, all of it is supposed to be bronzy, golden, sun-like. Like that is the point of the summer collections in general. So they do tend to be warmer. That's the nature of the collections, just historically. So I'm not surprised that this sun-kissed has this warmish glow. But here's the thing, it's not too warm. It's like, for me, it works. And because of the pink and the orange, when you mix it all in, it actually looks great. So unfortunately, I was hoping to get on here and tell you that the $120 is totally not needed because Rocabar is exactly the same, or I don't like it. But I can't do that because I'm not gonna lie. So this is an excellent product. It looks beautiful on. I think it would be great all over as well. It's a multi-use product because you can actually get at like the bronzier shades if you don't want the pink and orange in here. It works really well on your eyes. There are finally, if you can look on my eyes, it's harder to see, but there's little pearlescent pieces, but they're so finely milled that you don't feel them. They just refract light and make you look good. I stand corrected. I am annoyed that I like it as much as I do. I will say this one caveat. I think if your skin is more perfect, as a culture what we consider perfect, I think this powder, you won't be as amazed by it. I think if your skin is more vintage, you'll be more amazed by it. I think it reminds me more of the Chanel formulas. In fact, it reminds me very much of a Chanel formula that I haven't seen for a long time, which is the Camellia highlighter. It's so finely milled, and that might have pearlescent pieces in it too, which is maybe what it is. It just refracts light in such a way that it makes your skin look really good, like healthy. So yeah, I stand corrected. It happens. I'm sorry about that. I'm not telling you that it's worth $120. because one, that's subjective. And two, it's $120, guys. And gas here, I don't know how much it is where you are, but $5.40 a gallon. And, you know, groceries are ridiculous, and the Chanel collection costs a fortune. And I love everything by Blazy. I loved it when he first introduced it, but then when I actually went in the stores, I liked it even more. So yeah, you know, yeah. That's why, I mean, I passed on the rose lipstick, saving myself $100 because, you know, I'm being so frugal. But yeah, there's nothing in this collection that I dislike. I'm sorry. If you hate it and dislike it and you don't think it's good, I understand, but I love it. And it's unfortunate that it comes at the price point that it does. And it's also unfortunate that it's hard to get, because every single time I've seen this posted, it has sold out. Now, I will tell you this, and I've said this before in other videos, when they say limited edition, they mean limited edition. So if you want it and you see it, don't wait on it. Like, it's not, this is not like other brands where you'll just keep seeing it. It won't. The Rocabar one is gone. I have seen the Rocabar one on other like secondary sites. I have seen it there. So you can buy it. It's just, there was one I saw for like $400 or something. I mean, it was, you know, people are trying to rip you off. But yeah, I mean, it's limited edition. So once it's gone, it's gone. If I were to pick one of all of these, I would pick this one of the three. The Rocabar. The Rocabar, I was like, it's fine, and I liked it, but I mean, I think it's really a good formula. I think it was nice, but I mean, I was just kind of like, eh. This one, I love, which I did not want to. So if there are other shades you want me to compare it to, other specific blush shades or other products from like Chanel or Dior or whatever, let me know and I will make sure those are available. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I would love to know whether you picked this up, whether you like it, whether you are still trying to pick it up, or if you've just decided it's, you know, not worth your money, which again, I get. My job here is to tell you whether it's a good product and made well. And the answer is yes. But again, the price of things and whether or not you think it's worth it, that's up to all of you. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.